Hello, I'm just going to show you how to start the Brighton Rock Shawl, and this is sort of the same as the Ice Dreams as well, so you can have a quick look at that one if you want as well. So first, obviously start with a slip knot, and just bear with me because I am reading the pattern as I'm doing this. I've not done it for a while, this pattern, and just ignore the fact that I've got the wrong size hook because that's all we could find here this morning. So a chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then join to the first chain to make a ring. So do a slip stitch in that to make a ring, and there's your ring. Right, now, so what we need to do is work the following stitches into the centre of the ring. So chain 1, 1 double crochet into the centre, make sure you get it into the central bit, not the first stitch, which quite often happens. So 1 double crochet.
So in the hole in the middle?
Hole in the middle. So you're making sort of a polo mint.
Okay, yeah.
And you're doing it in the middle, yeah? So 1 double crochet, chain 1, another double crochet, chain 2, 1, 2, 1 double crochet, oopsie, all into the same space, chain 1 and 1 double crochet into the same space, like so. So,
just put that on the white maybe, and then...
yeah, you see, so you're sort of working around one half of the ring and not the other. And I know this looks a little bit messy here, but it's it's fine once you've got more in place. Now this stripe, so you change colour every row, so we're going to join the next colour now. So I'm going to use this grey, so I'm just going to cut this yarn here like so. I tend to crochet the ends in as I'm going along, but what I'm going to do now is I'm going to forget about that for the moment, just because it makes it a little bit confusing when there's so little work in place. And we'll just do the next few rows, and I'll just show you how I do that. So just cut it off there. Right, so my screen's gone blank. Right, row 2. So we're turning. So we've got to the end of that row, cut the yarn, and then we're turning and we'll work back the other way. I tend to take the hook out and just jiggle it around a bit. Right, so join contrast colour 1. So we'll just join that like that, pull that through to join it. Chain 1, just pull that tight. Chain 1, 1 double crochet into the first stitch, which is the last stitch that you made of the last row. So 1 double crochet in there. Okay. Chain 1, okay, 1 double crochet into the first chain 1 space. So that's your stitch. Last stitch you worked into. This is the chain 1 space. You're going to have to pull it around a little bit because there's so little work in place, it's a bit difficult to see. So 1 double crochet into the first chain 1 space, chain 1 and into the chain 2 space. So there's your next double crochet, and you're working into this chain 2 space here. What I should have said is, with this is essentially linen stitch, and with linen stitch the basic stitch is 1 double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet, chain 1, etc. And on the next row you repeat it, but you do the double crochet into the chain 1 space and the chain over the top of the double crochet from the previous row. So it's a very, very simple stitch. The only difference here is we're making it into sort of a triangle shape. So this chain 2 spot is where we're doing the increase point. So we're going to chain 1 up to that, and then into the chain 2 space we're going to work 1 double crochet, chain 2, 1 double crochet, and that's your increase. That's taking around the point of the triangle. There you go, chain 1, 1 double crochet into the next space here, so skipping that stitch, the next stitch, 1 double crochet into there, and then chain 1 and 1 double crochet into the last stitch. A bit difficult to see, but can you see it's there? Okay, right. Like so.
It doesn't really matter, you just need to put it somewhere, don't you?
Yeah, okay, well, Right, so then I'm going to cut that end, we're joining the next colour now, and that is essentially the stitch pattern.
Assuming it gets a bit easier when it gets bigger. When
you can see what you're doing, it's much easier. Yeah. So I just need to put my thing out. So join row 3, join back main colour, like so. So just pull that through. Chain 1, 1 double crochet into the first stitch, like so. 1 double crochet stitch, chain 1, 1 double crochet into the first chain 1 space. Now you can see them now. Look. it's much easier to see them because you've got and the row below. So 1 double crochet into there. Remember to do chain 1 first. 1 double crochet first, chain 1, 1 double crochet into the next, chain 1 space, much easier to see.
So you only go into the stitch at the end?
You go into the stitch at the end to keep it, so you're essentially increasing here.
Only going in the spaces.
Yeah, but you're also increasing here as well to keep it, if you think about it, to keep it straight. So then we chain 1 and then into the 2 space here.
Oh, so you don't need to remember anything once you get going?
No, you don't need to remember anything. So it's 1 double crochet.
2 chain space.
Chain 2, it's always the same in the 2 chain space. So double crochet, chain 2, 1 double crochet, and then you go into this one here. Chain 1, 1 double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet into the next, the last chain 1 space, and then you're doing an extra chain 1, 1 double crochet into the last stitch. So you're essentially.
Gosh, it's quite exciting. I thought I might be able to do this.
Yeah. So there you essentially. And what this stitch does is because you're working. This will form a stripe. I'll just do another row, and you can see, you might be able to see the stripes coming. So now I've now remembered the stitch pattern. It just shows you how easy it is. So if I have remembered this incorrectly, then I apologise. So join the colour, chain 1, 1 double crochet into the first stitch, chain 1. So you're doing a little increase here, chain 1, and then 1 double crochet into that space, and then we're just going to work in linen stitch along. So chain 1, 1 double crochet into the space, chain 1 until we get to the chain 2, and then in there we do 1 double crochet, chain 2, 1 double crochet, and then chain 1, 1 double crochet into the next space, chain 1, 1 double crochet into the next space, chain 1, 1 double crochet into the last space, and then chain 1, 1 double crochet into the last stitch. Okay, so you can begin.
Can you put that on the thingy?
You begin to see the stripes.
Oh, cool! That's so cool.
So that's all it is.
It's so simple. Actually, it's so simple.
It's really simple and really effective.
Just that first circle is a tiny bit tricky. But...
Yeah, first circle is, and it looks messy, but just carry on with it. And what I tend to do, have you got a sewing up needle, Karen? Anyway.
Yeah, if you just hold that.
Cool, thank you. So what I tend to do is, you obviously can sew in these in at the end if you want with a sewing up needle, and that's absolutely fine. But what I tend to do is I tend to weave them in as I go along. So what I do is, this is a very, I don't suspect this is not the easiest way of doing it, but I find it's the neatest way of me. So what you could do is just lie that along the top there and just crochet over it. But I find it tends to sort of go a bit awry, so I join the new yarn like so, then I put it down. This is possibly a tad boring, and then just so this goes up along the top, I just hook that up through there and just put that up along the top there like so, and then that's sitting neatly along the top, and then I can just crochet in easily like so. So chain 1, 1 double crochet into the first stitch. Bit difficult to see now. Chain 1, and then just run that along the top like so.
I didn't know you did that.
Yes, that's why I have no ends to sew in. So that's, and you can't see that at all, that's gone. You can just chop that, but you don't need to carry on with that, just fold that out the way. And then when I come in, when I get to the end, what I do is, it's just, if you're striping every row, it just gets just such a massive, it's one of Karen's hairs in there, isn't it? Such a massive task. And also,
but lovely. That can be quite relaxing.
Yeah, no, it's relaxing, and it looks fiddly now. It's not actually as fiddly as it looks. It's just I've hardly got anything here, and then I just get this when I get to the end, and just put that up through there and up into the top of the stitches like that, and then I make sure that I weave that in.
Oh, I see.
This is not as time consuming as it looks. It really isn't, because you're obviously going to have much longer rows, so you're not doing this quite as frequently, obviously. and then there, like so, and then just finish off in the last stitch like so. Sorry, it's just this hook is just too big for the yarn. Right, and then obviously just, you know, cut that out of the way.
Wowzers, that is super cool.
And then cut that one, and so that's, you know, then it keeps it nice and neat as you're going along, and then once you've finished,
I like those 2 times actually.
you haven't got any ends, so it's really easy actually. And obviously the start is the difficult bit. It's a bit messy, you can't see what you're doing, but once you've got a lot in place, the ends are not a big deal either.
Cool. Well, let's hope that helps.
Yeah, I hope that helps.
Yeah.
And that the open bit, that's not difficult at all. Once you know what you're doing, that's fine.
What open bit?
Isn't there an open bit in it? So just have a look at the picture. Yeah, that bit there.
Oh, with the pink bits?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.